Hello, guys, welcome to the rest of the book. Today we were supposed to read Subtlety 2, Subtlety number 2. To not give a talk about adversity, you must first give a talk about something more important than adversity. Before I start the rest of the story, I should tell you that the word dog is not actually here. The dog is for that bad word that I replace it with. So please, wherever you hear dog, I mean honestly Fuchck. Alright, so let's start. Imagine you're at a grocery store and you watch an elderly lady scream at the cashier, berating him for not accepting her 30-cent coupon. Why does this lady give a dog? It's just 30 cents. I'll tell you why. That lady probably doesn't have anything better to do with her days than to sit at home cutting out coupons. She's old and lonely. Her kids are dickheads and never visit. She hasn't had sex in over 30 years. She can't fart without extreme lower back pain. Her pension is on its last legs and she's probably going to die in a diaper thinking she's in Candyland. So she snips coupons, that's all she's got. It's her and her damn coupons. It's all she can give a talk about because there's nothing else to give a talk about. And so when that pimply-faced 17-year-old cashier refuses to accept one of them, when he defends his cash register's purity the way knights used to defend maidens' virginity, you can bet Granny is going to erupt. 80 years of dogs will rain down all at once, like a fiery hailstorm of back in my day, and people used to show more respect stories. The problem with people who hand out dogs like ice cream at a goddamn summer camp is that they don't have anything more dog-worthy to dedicate their dogs to. If you find yourself consistently giving too many dogs about trivial shit that bothers you, your ex-boyfriend's new Facebook picture, how quickly the batteries die in the TV remote, missing out on yet another 2-for-1 sale on hand sanitizer, changes are you don't have much going on in your life to give a talk about. And that's your real problem, not the hand sanitizer, not the TV remote. I once heard an artist say that when a person has no problems, the mind automatically finds a way to invent some. I think what most people, especially educated, pampered, middle-class white people consider life problems are really just side effects of not having anything more important to worry about. It then follows that finding something important and meaningful in your life is perhaps the most productive use of your time and energy. Because if you don't find that meaningful something, your dogs will be given to meaningless and frivolous causes. Okay, I just finished subtlety number 2 and I'm going to read subtlety number 3. Whether you realize it or not, you're always choosing what to give a dog about. People aren't just born not giving a dog. In fact, we are born giving way too many dogs. Ever watch a kid cry his eyes out because his head is the wrong shade of blue? Exactly. Dog that kid. When we're young, everything is new and exciting, and everything seems to matter so much. Therefore, we give tons of dogs. We give a talk about everything and everyone, about what people are saying about us, about whether that cute boy or girl called us back or not, about whether our socks match or not, or what color our birthday balloon is. As we get older, with the benefit of experience and having seen so much time slip by, we begin to notice that most of these sorts of things have little lasting impact on our lives. Those people whose opinions we cared about so much before are no longer present in our lives. Rejections that were painful in the moment have actually worked out for the best. We realize how little attention people pay to the superficial details about us, and we choose not to obsess so much over them. Essentially, we become more selective about the dogs we're willing to give. This is something called maturity. It's nice. You should try it sometime. Maturity is what happens when one learns to only give a talk about what's truly dog-worthy. As Bunk Moreland said to his partner, Detective McNulty in The Wire, "Which dog you? I still downloaded." That's what you get for giving a dog when it wasn't your turn to give a dog. I guess I should read it again for you. That's what you get for giving a dog when it wasn't your turn to give a dog. I guess I need to remind you that dog refers to F-U-C-K. Then, as we grow older and enter middle age, something else begins to change. Our energy level drops, our identity solidifies. So, we know who we are and we accept ourselves, including some of the parts we aren't thrilled about. And in a strange way, this is liberating. We no longer need to give a talk about everything. Life is just what it is. We accept it, warts and all. We realize that we are never going to cure cancer, or go to the moon, or fill Jennifer Aniston's tits. And that's okay. Life goes on. We now reserve our ever dwindling dogs for the most truly dog-worthy parts of our lives. Our families, our best friends, our golf swing, and to our astonishments. This is enough. This simplification actually makes us really ducking happy on a consistent basis, and we start to think maybe that crazy alcoholic Bukowski was onto something. Don't try. So Mark, what the duck is the point of this book anyway? This book will help you think a little bit more clearly about what you're choosing to find important in life and what you're choosing to find unimportant. I believe that today we're facing a psychological epidemic, one in which people no longer realize it's okay for things to suck sometimes. I know that sounds lazy on the surface, but I promise you it's a life-death sort of issue. Because when we believe that it's not okay for things to suck sometimes, then we unoccasionally start blaming ourselves. We start to feel about though something is inherently wrong with us, which drive us to all sorts of overcompensation, like buying 40 pairs of shoes or drawing XAAX with a vodka chaser on a Tuesday night, or shooting up a school bus full of kids. This belief that it's not okay to be indecorate sometimes is the source of the growing feedback loop from hell that is coming to dominate our culture. The idea of not giving a dog is a simple way of reorienting our expectations for life and choosing what is important and what is not. Developing this ability leads to something I like to think of as a kind of practical enlightenment. No, not that airy fairy eternal bliss, end of all suffering, bullshit kind of enlightenment. On the contrary, I see practical enlightenment as becoming comfortable with the idea that some suffering is always inevitable, that no matter what you do, life is comprised of failures, loss, regrets, and even death. Because once you become comfortable with all the shit that life throws at you, and it will throw a lot of shit, trust me, you become invincible in a sort of low-level spiritual way. After all, the only way to overcome pain is to first learn how to bear it. This book doesn't give a talk about alleviating your problems or your pain, and that is precisely why you will know it's being honest. This book is not some guide to greatness because greatness is merely an illusion in our mind, a made-up destination that we obligate ourselves to pursue, our own psychological Atlantis. Instead, this book will turn your pain into a tool, your trauma into power, and your problems into slightly better problems. That is real progress. Think of it as a guide to suffering and how to do it better, more meaningfully, with more compassion and more humility. Is a book about moving lightly despite your heavy burdens, resting easier with your greatest fears, laughing at your tears as you cry them. This book will not teach you how to gain or achieve, but rather how to lose and let go. It will teach you to take inventory of your life and scrub out all but the most important items. It will teach you to close your eyes and trust that you can fall backwards and still be okay. It will teach you to give fewer fucks. It will teach you to not try. Chapter 1 is finished. Next time I will go chapter 2 for you. And the title is Happiness is a Problem. Alright? Thanks for listening. I see you tomorrow.